everyone, it is day 7 of Vlogmas. It is Wednesday and I have already had a really good start to my day. I woke up early, I got a couple of things done around the house, I even baked something, and I carved out a little bit of extra knitting time, which just made me feel like I could conquer anything today. I think I really need to start waking up a little bit early again because it just makes my whole day run a little bit smoother. Last night I sat on the couch and I did some work on my Wave of Change jacket and I made a bit of progress, so I was feeling really good about that. I finished the body. I ended up finishing off the front facing that I had left to do, and so this morning I picked it up. I picked up the stitches for the first sleeve and I've already done about an inch or so on that. I've established the pattern, I've picked up the stitches I needed to. It feels so nice to have that sleeve going. I think it's going to go pretty quickly, and that is going to be my evening knitting until it is done. I am really motivated to get those sleeves done and have it. I did try it on last night and it is super cute. It's a little bit cropped. It's kind of, it's not oversized. I did it to fit just right so that I could put it on top of like a white blouse or a long shirt. I think it's going to be super cute in my wardrobe. And I have all of the other knitting projects on my mind to just keep me going. So that is a lot of fun right now. I did manage to make a pound cake this morning that I've been wanting to make for a couple of weeks, ever since I got this new cookbook from the Smitten Kitchen. I will share that later. It is so good. I just had half of a slice to taste it and it is delicious. I am going to head into the studio. I have a little bit of work to do and I also want to give it a little bit of a mini tidy, like a mini purge. I have a couple of areas that have been accumulating a lot of junk and I need to just clear it up because as I'm wrapping up a few projects in there, I just really want to have a clean space for the end of the year. After that, Camden and I are heading out to Costco. I've got a few things to pick up. I'm actually going to start stocking up on a few things I like to have in the freezer at Christmas time, just because James will be home for 2 weeks from school. Glenn is off for a little bit. It's always nice to have a few treats and appetizers and foods tucked away in the freezer to just pull out on a lazy day. So I'm going to do that today. I might go one more time before Christmas to do a big shop, but I think today's the perfect day to kind of get in there before it is too crazy. It's probably going to be crazy. It's always busy there, but that is my plan for today. So I'm going to do a little bit of work, clean up my studio, head out to Costco with Camden, maybe grab him some lunch, and then I will be back to hopefully relax a little this afternoon, maybe do a little more work, make some dinner, and then knit all night long. Here's a little peek at the progress of my Wave of Change jacket. I had one of these front facings already done. So in the last day or so, I picked up the stitches for the second one, and I pretty much did this whole placket last night in front of the TV. I was watching a little bit of the Netflix series Wednesday with Glenn. I've already watched it, but he was just watching it, and so I watched a little bit of that last night. And then I picked up the stitches for the first sleeve. I added a couple at the bottom. I think it turned out really well. I only have one tiny little bit of a gap there, which I think I can close up when I weave in the ends. And I'm using DP and just working around in the pattern. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make this sleeve like a 3/4 length or a full length. I'm not too sure. I really love like bracelet length sweater sleeves. I just really like them because they don't get in the way and I think they look really cute. So we'll see how this goes. I will try it on as I go. And then I think the second sleeve should be really, really fast. I am loving this yarn. This is the Sweet Skein of Mine Bulky, and the color is Pass the Merlot. I think it's beautiful. Very excited about having this sweater in my wardrobe. I am back from my Costco run. I got so much stuff. Camden just helped me unload the car. I had cases of drinks and frozen foods and just all kinds of stuff to last us for weeks and weeks. I'll probably go back just one more time before Christmas to get a few things, but I feel so good knowing that the fridge and the freezer is stocked. It is full, and we have lots of stuff in the pantry to snack on or even just for some easy meals. And while I was tidying up the kitchen after putting everything away, I thought I would just pause and share this amazing pound cake that I made this morning from the Smitten Kitchen Keepers cookbook. I love this book. This is the first recipe I've made from it. It's a pretty new release. Glenn ordered this for me for my birthday in September, but it didn't actually get released until November. So I haven't had that much time with it yet, but I'm a big fan of Deb Perlman and Smitten Kitchen Recipes. She has a website that's really great, and I love her first cookbook. I don't actually have her second one. I don't know if I really need it, but the first one is great. There are a couple of recipes in that cookbook that I go back to all the time. Like one of her meatloaf recipes is in there, and a gingerbread Dutch baby, or maybe it's an apple Dutch baby. I can't remember. She has a lot of great recipes. I feel like everything I've made from her is pretty much foolproof and delicious. So when I saw this book was coming out, and it's called Smitten Kitchen Keepers, New Classics for Your Forever Files, I knew I had to have it. I love this kind of recipe book where they're classics, but maybe not so basic. I really like her twist on some classics. They're a little bit different than how I make a few things, and I really, really like that. And I remember reading an article where she spoke about this better than classic pound cake. And I read the article, and I just wanted to make this pound cake so badly. And I never make pound cake. It doesn't appeal to me at all. It's really plain. When I think of pound cake, I think dry, plain, and boring. But this pound cake has sour cream in it and lots of vanilla. Camden and I split a piece this morning, and it is delicious. It's so yummy. The only thing I did differently, which was an accident, was you were supposed to put a spoon of sugar sprinkled over the top of the batter before you put it in the oven to bake. And I totally forgot that step. I put it in the oven, and about a half an hour, 45 minutes later, I was looking at the recipe, just kind of skimming the page, and I saw that. And so I opened up the oven and I sprinkled it on, but it didn't really have the same effect. But it doesn't matter because it is still so delicious. I think this is going to be so yummy with some fresh strawberries. I wish I had whipped cream. I don't. I feel like the kids might want a scoop of vanilla ice cream on that, but I will be happy having a slice of that tonight with some fresh strawberries. I will just show you a couple of the recipes that I've marked off with sticky notes that look so good, but really this whole book is a winner in my opinion. This slumped Parmesan frittata I thought looked so delicious. I make frittatas quite often, but I really liked the look of this one, especially with all of the fresh ingredients added on the top after it's cooked. I'm a huge fan of any kind of blueberry cobbler, crisp, and I loved the look of this blueberry pancake cobbler. That looks really nice. I think this would make a great dessert during the holidays when we are all home. I can pop this in the oven and have a really delicious pancake cobbler, maybe with some vanilla yogurt on the side.
I marked off this turkey meatloaf because first of all, it looked delicious. But second of all, because her beef meatloaf in her first cookbook is my go-to meatloaf recipe. I've tried other ones, but I always go back to hers. It's really yummy. And this potato dish looks really nice too. Crushed ranchy potatoes. I'm actually not a big fan of potatoes unless they are French fries or roasties. This looked really delicious. Luxe s'more bars. And I think it's kind of like a chocolate pudding layer, which is kind of intriguing to me. Here is the pound cake. And I also want to try this whole lemon poppy seed cake. I trust her recipe so much that I feel like a lot of these basics will be really good ones to have. So it's a really nice book. There are a lot of recipes in here, some really delicious looking side dishes, vegetables, main dishes, lots and lots. I was quite conservative with my sticky notes to start because I really wanted to zero in on just a couple of those recipes to try out first. But I feel like I will be cooking from this one quite a bit this month. I just adore her, and I think this was a great, great gift.